I feel like if this year has taught me one thing so far, it has taught me how much of a role we actually play in our own suffering. And it made me think about a quote that says, attachment is the root of all suffering. And I feel like I've really seen the reality of that being displayed in these first few months of 2026. I don't know, I really feel like that is the theme for this year and the big lesson that I'm learning so far. And I mostly think it's because I have so many wants and desires. I'm a go-getter, I'm an overachiever. I have so many things that I want to achieve, so many things that I want to get done. And when you want big things for yourself and you want big things for your life, there is a type of attachment that is also included with that, which is obviously always going to be there. And I don't think the lesson of this is to eliminate all attachment, because no, when you want something, you are going to attach to it. That is just human nature. That is just what we as humans do. We attach to the things that we want. We want to make those things that we desire a part of us. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like you can always feel yourself getting too attached to something. You can feel yourself getting too mixed up in a situation. You can really feel when you start to lose yourself in your desires. And I feel like that is something that us perfectionists always struggle with. We really don't know when enough is enough. We just want to perfect. We want to overcorrect. We want to make sure everything is a certain way. We want things to go within a certain sequence, within a certain time frame. And reality is going to show you something very different. The way you think things are supposed to go, or the way that you envision things going, might not actually be the way they unfold in real life, is something that I'm also learning. Even though our way might be organized and it might be the right way, it's not the only way. There's not one way for you to get something. There's not one way for something to come into your life. There are multiple ways that that thing that you want can come into your life. So I feel like once you start to think outside of what I know and what I think something should happen, like, or how I think something should come about, that is when you eliminate some of the self-inflicted suffering. When we realize that sometimes it's not our way or the highway. We have to really step out of our perfectionism and realize that not everything is in our control. One thing that I've also realized is that perfectionism, all it is a problem with control. It's a control problem. We struggle if we're not in control of things, and that's something that I've really struggled with. It has caused me so much mental suffering, not being in control of everything, not being in control of when things happen, or how something happens, or if something happens. That has really messed with me. So it's so amazing that I'm learning this lesson. And the freedom actually lies outside of control. My security should not lie in my ability to control. It should lie in my ability to respond to whatever happens. And that's something I say often to ground myself in reality, especially in this period of my life where, I'm a college student, I'm going through a lot of things, I'm having new experiences, I'm figuring out what I want to do with my life. There is so much uncertainty involved with that, and I've really struggled with that uncertainty. But that always brings me back to reality. My security does not lie in my ability to control, but my capacity to respond. And I feel like that's also going to help a lot of people. And the part of me that likes to stay attached to things is definitely not a version of me that can reach her full potential. I feel like the detached version of us is what we need to reach our full potential, is the version of ourselves that is okay with things going any certain way, the version of us that's okay with things not happening immediately or us not getting instant gratification, the version of us that is okay with having to wait for something or wait a little longer or change paths. That version of us is the version that is going to reach their full potential, and not the version of us that thrives in control. Because reality is, most things are out of our control. And if there's anything that you should make peace with, it is that you cannot control everything. Do not worry. Everything is out of control. In realizing that everything is out of control, you also realize that you don't own anything. All these things that I want, they're nice and all, but I don't own any of them. I can possess them, I can obtain them, but I don't own any of them. Anything can change at any time. I can lose everything. It's actually kind of scary to think about that. And I have thought about that. I have thought about my TikTok account that I'm almost at 10K getting banned. It's literally so scary for me to think about how my TikTok account can literally be deleted in a split second. And there was nothing I can do about it, or it could be banned, or it could get hacked. And I think about that often. I don't know, I'm an overthinker. I'm just like, that is very much a possibility. And it would completely devastate me. But it also puts back into perspective that I don't own anything. You know what I mean? All I really have is me. All you really have is you. But at the same time, what gives me hope and what grounds me in reality is the fact that it was me who built that. So if it gets taken away, then I can obviously do it again and do it even better the second time. And it's also just having that faith in yourself and having that belief that you'll be okay no matter what. If there's something that I wish I could tell myself, is that you will be okay. Whatever you're going through right now, you will eventually get to the other side and you will be okay. It does not feel like that right now. I know. You will be okay because you always are. You always end up okay. And it's also nice to be on the other side of suffering or battling with yourself mentally and going to the light at the end of the tunnel and looking back and being like, I really turned out okay. And using that as a reference and just putting this experience in the catalog of things that I went through and things that I got through, using it as a reference of what I'm able to handle. And you know what also helped with detachment is getting medicated. I got medicated about a month ago. I can say that was the best decision that I've ever made for my mental health. hands down. The difference is night and day. My mind feels so quiet. I can let go of things so much easier. And this was definitely something that I was contemplating for a couple of months. I was like, should I get medicated? Should I not? Because of course there's a lot of stigma around mental health and getting medicated. And I heard someone say, I don't want to live my life depending on a pill, but I want to live my whole life. And that really stuck with me, because if I can do anything to enhance my life, why wouldn't I? That's just the way I view it. Another thing is that it is okay not to be okay. I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to like always be okay, to always just get up, try again, charge it to the game, which yes, those things do apply, but at the same time, it is your first time living. It is my first time living, and that is something that I constantly have to remind myself. And it is okay to need a little bit of support. It is okay to need a little bit of help. So if I'm gonna take Prozac and it helps me, that's amazing. And I feel like I can live my life, and I feel like I can detach easier. I don't feel a huge mental weight every day. I'm not anxious and on edge. If I can live my life without that and just enhance the overall feeling of safety in my body, then I'm going to do that, because that is what's best for me. So what I would advise you to do is what you think is best deep down. And for me, that was getting medicated. Without medication, I was very high functioning. This is not a functioning problem. It's just a matter of being comfortable with my body, because my body was always in fight or flight, always thinking that something bad was going to happen. My thoughts always felt heavy, and it was just something that I had to manage, and I was managing it. But was I happy? Absolutely not. It was mentally exhausting. And I keep saying this, but now that I'm on the other side, like how I was feeling before was not normal at all. That is insane, because before I was like, okay, you just get used to it. But when you see a different life outside of that, and you're like, dang, so I wasn't supposed to be feeling anxious and on edge all the time. That I can feel calm, and I can feel relaxed, and I can live my life, and I can let go of thoughts, and I can detach easily. And I don't have to hold on to this situation. I don't have to hold on to this thought. Life gets so much better. So I would make this decision over and over again. If you were to ask me, I would make this decision over and over again. Do anything that is going to help you live your whole life. That's all I'm going to say. If it is going to elevate the way you feel about yourself, if it's going to elevate the way that you think and view your life, do it. Absolutely. So those are the things that have really helped me with the art of detachment. And this is the most free I've ever felt. After I've developed these skills of focusing on what's in my control and also getting help and aid, all of that combined has given me this free feeling that I've never experienced before, and happiness that I haven't felt in a long time. So yeah, I wanted to change the scenery for today's video because it feels really good outside. So I was like, why don't I film outside? It is really hot. I like nature. I just don't like bugs. If you saw me looking around a lot, that is why, because I'm just like, I don't want any bugs. I don't really, oop, a berry fell. I don't like all the bugs and stuff, but I just thought it was a nice day outside, and I thought that I would talk to you guys and give you guys a little life update and a little bit of encouragement. This has really been on my mind recently, and I just thought I would share it with you guys. Some more vlogs are coming this summer, so stay tuned.